In life, there are stories we live, and there are stories we witness. Some begin with fireworks, some begin with strangers crossing paths, and some begin so quietly you don't even realize a chapter has started. My story began with something simple. A neighbor. Not a friend I met at school, not someone I found at work, just the girl who lived next door. It's strange, isn't it? How you can live so close to someone, share the same sunlight, breathe the same air, and yet for years never truly know them? That was me. Living just a wall away, but blind to who she was. Until one day, I finally noticed her. It was raining that day. Not just a drizzle, the kind of rain that drenches streets, makes the air smell like wet earth, and silences everything except the steady rhythm of drops against the roof. I had forgotten my umbrella, standing outside, frustrated, watching the water flood the pathway. And then I heard a soft voice behind me. "You can share mine, if you don't mind." I turned. It was her. She held out a small umbrella, barely big enough for two. Her hair was slightly wet, sticking to her cheeks, and she smiled shyly like she wasn't sure I'd say yes. We walked together in silence at first. The umbrella was so small, our shoulders brushed. I remember the sound of the rain, the closeness of that moment, and how something shifted inside me. That was the first time I truly saw her. After that, things changed. Slowly, gently, like a flower opening. At first, it was small greetings. A wave when we passed each other. A good morning when she was watering the flowers on her balcony. A smile when our eyes met across the fence. But little by little, those moments grew. We began talking. Casual things, like the weather, or how noisy the neighborhood kids were. But soon, the conversations got longer. We'd sit on the front steps of our houses, talking until the stars appeared. I discovered she loved sketching. Her notebooks were filled with drawings. Faces, flowers, cityscapes. She told me drawing was her escape, her way of capturing feelings words couldn't explain. In return, I shared my stories. I've always loved telling them, and she loved listening. She would lean forward, eyes wide, completely lost in the worlds I created. We were different. She drew, I told stories, but somehow, together, it felt complete. But you know, people aren't always what they seem. She had this brightness, this calm aura around her. Yet sometimes, in her eyes, I saw shadows. One evening, I asked her, "You okay?" She hesitated. Then she said something I'll never forget. "Sometimes, a smile is just armor." Her family, she explained, wasn't what everyone thought. Behind those walls, behind those closed doors, there were arguments, silence, and wounds that never quite healed. Drawing was her escape. It was the place she felt free, safe, alive. Hearing that, I realized how strong she truly was. To carry pain in silence, to still smile and share kindness with the world, it made me respect her even more. After that night, we grew even closer. We shared secrets, dreams, fears. We laughed at silly things until our sides hurt. We took long walks through quiet streets, sometimes talking, sometimes just walking in silence. But it was never an uncomfortable silence. It was the kind of silence that felt safe. She told me she wanted to travel one day, to sketch the world beyond our small neighborhood. I told her I wanted to write a book. She teased me, saying, "I'll draw the cover." And in those small exchanges, in those little promises, I felt something growing inside me. Something I didn't dare say out loud. Love. Yes, I had fallen in love with the girl next door. But I never told her. I was afraid. Afraid of ruining the friendship. Afraid of losing her completely if I confessed and she didn't feel the same. So I kept it hidden. Instead, I cherished every moment we had. But life has a cruel way of reminding us nothing lasts forever. One afternoon, her eyes looked different. Sad, heavy. "My dad got a transfer," she said quietly. "We're moving. Next month." Those words hit me like a storm. The thought of waking up and not seeing her balcony, not hearing her laughter drift through the window, not having her there. It broke something deep inside me. We spent every day together after that. Sketching. Talking. Walking. Pretending like nothing was changing, even though we both knew time was running out. On her last evening, she handed me something. A sketchbook. "This is for you," she whispered. Inside were drawings of us, memories. Our umbrella walk. The steps we sat on. My face when I laughed too loudly. Even the street we walked down together. On the last page, she had written one line. "Some neighbors leave, but some never stop living next door, inside your heart." The next morning, I watched her leave. She waved from the car, smiling, but her eyes glistened with unshed tears. I stood frozen, unable to move, until the car disappeared down the street. The house next door became silent. The balcony flowers dried. The laughter was gone. But every time I opened that sketchbook, she was there. Smiling, alive, part of me. I realized then, sometimes the most beautiful stories don't last forever. But they shape us, leave marks that time can't erase. Years have passed since then. People have come and gone. Life has changed in countless ways. But even now, when I see a balcony filled with flowers, or when rain begins to fall, I think of her. The girl next door. She taught me that love doesn't always need a label, or a promise, or even a forever. Sometimes love is simply about being there for someone. About sharing laughter, secrets, and dreams, even if only for a short time. And maybe that's why I still keep her sketchbook safe. Because some neighbors,